Today I'm going to let you know why the NC is the best Miata ever made, in my opinion. I'm also going to walk you through its design and what I think of it, and then we're gonna take it for a drive. Thanks to Gurkan for letting me review his car today. Go check out his Twitch channel where he streams some serious sim races. Link to his Twitch can be found in the description. Here it is, guys. This is the Mazda Miata NC. It was introduced in 2006, and this is a 2010 model with the awesome, cool, retractable hardtop roof. I want to quickly talk about a little bit about this design and what I like about this generation. First of all, it's a little bit bigger, so it grew on pretty much all dimensions compared to the NB and specifically the NA. But what I like about the front end is that they kept some inspiration from the NA in the headlights. So these headlights are kind of like the NA's positioning light turned into headlights here, and then you have the fog lights down there. And another thing that I like about the front end is that it looks happy. It still looks like a happy little car. It doesn't have to be super aggressive like we talk about in the videos here on the channel, that a lot of cars these days, they just feel a little too aggressive when they don't need to be. Another thing with the Mazdas from this specific era is these wheel arches, as you can see here, very distinct arch in the body, both in the front and in the rear as well. And from a side view, you can definitely tell that there's no mistaking this for anything else than a Miata. I believe this specific car has been lowered. It also has the aftermarket wheels, as you can see. Moving on to the rear. The rear, same thing here. I feel like they took a lot of inspiration from the original NA. Very simple design. You know what I love about this? I think you're gonna know what it is. Looking at it from this angle right here, you have the two bazooka tailpipes, symmetrical, looking exactly the same on both sides, and I really love that about this car. In addition to the NC having the fenders looks almost like a wide body kit looking at it from a rear view. Really clean design, very purposeful. It's still a fun design, not necessarily too aggressive as I talked about, but it's still classic Miata shapes and proportions of this car. That's what I love about the NC, and the fact that I actually fit inside of this relatively easily if I have the seat pushed back all the way back. Another detail I want to talk about is this thing right here. Another throwback to the original bulge that we have in the NA. They just made it a bit more defined here, as you can see, with a clear chamfer housing that bulge in the center. Looking at it right here, it looks pretty wide to me. I think that has to do with those wide fenders that we had in the Mazda 6 as well of the time. A detail that I really liked about the Mazda 6 that you have here on the NC as well. Under the hood in this specific model, we have the 2-liter inline-4, a classic engine for the Miata. This, I believe, is the 170 horsepower engine. I'm pretty sure it's not the 126, I think the other one is. This feels a lot more powerful than 126. So this is a typical Mazda layout. When you have the 4-cylinder inline in front, you have it connected to a manual transmission, sending the power back to the rear wheels. I don't know, to me this feels more important of a car today than it felt like when it was first introduced, just because they are getting so rare, this type of car, where you have a simple layout that's been around for 20-30 years, are now being replaced by, you know, EVs and automatic cars and so on. And even the last generation Mazda Miata, the ND, still has the same kind of, you know, philosophy behind it. It didn't change a lot, and they didn't fall for the temptation of adding more power and more mass and make it bigger with the ND. And I hope they're going to continue that trend with the whatever next generation Miata is going to be. I don't want it to be electric. I know it could very well happen because I can probably see this being a type of electric car, but I would definitely rather have it be the same layout as we've had for a long time with the inline-4 up front, manual transmission and rear-wheel drive. Talking about the design is fun and all, but now we're gonna do what this car was actually built for, and that is go out and drive it. But we need to have, of course, the roof down for as long as possible until it starts to rain. It looks a little grayish out, but look at this. It's so nice to have a convertible. You never realize how chill it is until you actually drive one again. All right, let's go. Put the windows up on the side so you can actually hear me. Oh, I love a manual. I need a manual in my life. I need a Miata maybe. It's such a good value car. You get so much fun for not a lot of money. Specifically if it's lowered like this one is and have a little bit more changes to it. Oh, it's fantastic. Guys, I cannot tell you how good it feels to be back in a manual transmission car. I just took the roof down and as you can see it's starting to rain, but I think we're gonna head a little south because hopefully from looking at the forecast it's not supposed to rain until 9 p.m. so let's out I guess let's outrace the rain and see if we can make it, because I really want to drive it with the top down like we have right now. Oh, it is such a fun car to drive this. That's the thing with Miatas, it doesn't have to be a super expensive $100,000 plus exotic to have fun with your car. I mean, that's I think that's the essence with Miatas. It started the whole thing with, you know, cheap fun and just having a front engine with a rear wheel drive and a manual transmission, and that's all you need. It doesn't have to be more than that. In a lightweight car like this, it makes it today more special, I think, than when this actually came out, because these type of cars, you know, they're getting rarer and rarer and getting replaced by the either a automatic with the paddle shifters, or these days EVs as well. They're taking over. So I think these cars are actually going to become more valuable as time goes on, and rightfully so. You know, jumping in from my Rebel. I love my Rebel, but the thing is, it's a completely different type of philosophy of car than what this is. This is a pure driver's machine, and I feel like I'm sitting on the ground right now compared to my truck, and it feels so good. It just makes me realize how much I miss sports cars like this. And I kind of starting to feel that I need to get something like this in my life because they're so fun to drive. Just the old school analog feeling of shifting, and you have 3 pedals now, and you just feel more engaged, as I'm sure all of you know when you're driving a manual car. What? Road closed through traffic. All right. Turn around then, I guess. can't quit the video without showing you what it's like to drive this with the roof up. I feel like I'm in a tiny little cocoon. It's so cozy in here. I can't believe how close the A-pillar is to my face, but I really like it. That's the whole essence of what a Miata is, isn't it? To have it be a tiny little thing that you can throw around corners, and I think this is exactly that. So that's my review of the Mazda Miata NC. It has everything I want in a Miata. I can fit in it at 6'2", 200 pounds. It has a retractable hardtop for those daily Florida summer rains, and it has a friendly design with lots of references to the original NA, all for a very affordable price. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.